Well, hi everyone. It is Joy, and yes, I'm a little bit later than I normally am for my Friday lives, but that is because the Global Inspiration Stamp Team group that I am part of did presentations this morning, so I wanted to make sure that my Friday live did not conflict with that in case you wanted to watch both. So today I'm going to be using kind of a sketch. This, when I printed it, it kind of distorted a little bit, but I'm going to kind of be using this sketch here, and I'm going to be using some brand new products that are part of the online exclusive offerings, which means you will not find them in any catalog. You can only find them online, but you can definitely order from your demonstrator. You can definitely order these from me directly. You don't have to order them online. You can contact me and I can order them for you, although it is much easier when you create an account and then order them directly online. So I'm just going to make sure that I am live. I hope I am. So I'm also going to be using the Comforting Thoughts stamp set. It is also an online exclusive product. And so we're going to be using the LATTE Love and the Comforting Thoughts. And then I'm going to be using the Timber 3D embossing folder, which is in the annual catalog. This is an absolutely wonderful folder. It's very, you can use it with almost anything. So that is a really great one to have. And let me see if I can see myself. Okay, it does look like I am live. So I'm going to go ahead and carry on. Go ahead and make comments if you're watching live with me, or if you if you join later and watch the replay, leave comments then as well. I love to see your comments, and I love interacting with you via your comments. So let's go ahead and let's put this stuff aside for a minute, because along with that I'm going to be using the full LATTE Love suite. And so it does have some great designer series paper. So we have one side looks like this with all the little coffee swirls and splatters, some fun cups, the coffee beans, and then all of these little cups, which does have a die. So this has dies that cut things out, and then dies that are standalone, like the French press and the carafe and the little coffee cups. So this will cut this out. It will also cut the middle part out. So that is a really fun element to this suite of products. Hi Jackie, thanks for joining me. So that is side one, and then side two, let me get this fan out here. Side two has some really great patterns as well. Has the Calypso coral, coffee beans, and then it has this great, hearts like they do, um, when they do the fancy stuff on top of your coffee, and then the Lost Lagoon stripes, and then little cups and spoons, and then a fun plaid, and then the little coffee rings. So that is wonderful. And then we have the natural polka dot trim, which it is kind of a burlap. It does have kind of like an open weave to it. And then the last thing in this suite is the adhesive backed swirl dots. And let's see if I can pull this out. So it has all these little swirls on top of those little dots. So that's really fun. So let me go ahead and bring out our sample that I use this. So I did not use this matted layer, the 3¼ by 5. I decided to use that as a white piece for the inside. So the 3¼ by 5" piece I'm going to use as a basic white on the inside. So I did have a 2" by 4" piece of Designer Series paper, and then to kind of just go a little bit behind it, I do have a piece of crumb cake, also 2 by 4". And then I widened this border here. Instead of 1¼ inches, I made it 2". So that is Lemon Lolly, and my base is Lost Lagoon. So we have Lost Lagoon and Lemon Lolly, and then we have this fun cup, and then the inside. And I use the Hope This Is a Feeling Better Kind of Day from the Comforting Thoughts stamp set, because, you know, and I like cocoa. I'm not a huge coffee drinker. I like tea, I like cocoa, so I'm imagining that this is a nice, warm, comforting cup of cocoa. So let me go ahead and move that. I'll put that up there for now. And then let's go ahead and bring in our card base. Card base is 4¼ inches by 11 inches. So this is the long side. And then it is scored at the 5½ inch mark. So we're going to go ahead and fold that in half at the score line and use a bone folder to kind of get a good sharp crease. So there we have our card base. And let's see, what else do we have? What else should we do? Let's go ahead and just show you our other pieces. So this is a 2" by 4¼ inches. So this will go all the way across, and I have gone ahead and run that through the Timber 3D embossing folder to save a little time. So that goes the entire width of your card. And then these two are exactly the same. So you have your DSP layer, which again is 2" by 4". And then crumb cake, which is 2" by 4". And I brought in the crumb cake, just a little touch of it, to kind of go with that natural trim that I have on here. So now we need some scrap pieces. So I need a scrap piece of Lost Lagoon, and the ink I'm using today is Pecan Pie. Oh, hi Teresa, hi Rose, so glad you guys made it. So I'm going to take this coffee cup with the top view, the kind of a bird's eye view, and you know, that just goes on here, and then you die cut that out. But first, I want to give it a little touch of something. So let's go ahead and let's stamp our inside heart swirl part of the cup. Again, I'm using Pecan Pie for all of the ink. And I'm going to bring in my piercing mat because it'll just give me a little better cushion for this nice solid stamp. Just making sure, just very, very lightly tapping, but making sure I get good coverage. So there you have that. Got a little bit of a hair on there. So I can flip that over and do that again. That should come out a little bit better. There we go, that's a little better. Let's see, what else do I need? Oh, I need to stamp a very small piece of white for my little tag. So I do have a 1" by 1 3/4 inches. And this is again from the Comforting Thoughts stamp set. Set that over there. Just tapping, not pushing into the pad. Tapping, but tapping in several areas to get good coverage. And then this goes on here. Hopefully I'm getting this straight. Let it soak into the paper just a little bit. And there is the hope this is a feeling better kind of day. I think I might need, used it enough, I might need to re-ink my stamp, so maybe I can do that again. Flip it over, paper has 2 sides. Let's try this again. See if I can get a little bit better, darker image. Well, it's still going to be about the same. So, doesn't really matter which side I use. Okay, there we go. We're just going to use that side. And I'll just have to remember to re-ink my pad so that it becomes a little bit darker, because I really liked it this dark. So we have that, we have that. Let's see, what else do we need? Oh, we need, I'm going to put a cup on the inside. So I wanted to show you how these 2 images will stamp kind of just, you know, one inside of the other really easily. And then, let's see, I've got a little bit of fuzz or something on there. Get that off and see if we can get a good image. Yes, I think you could make this with just the paper. You could like fussy cut those cups out of that paper. There we have it. So that just stamps right in the middle of that one. And then, let's see. I want one on my envelope. So while I'm stamping, might as well just go ahead and do the envelope. So the envelope is 5 3/4 inches wide. So I need a little tick mark at 2 7/8. Had one on there, but I don't think that one was in the right spot. That's gonna help me get that in the middle. And I think I'm going to bring this piercing mat back in. And just going to stamp that on the back of my envelope so that I have a nice embellishment on the back of the envelope. Then erase that little mark so no one will ever know. So there we have that. Alright, we have our envelope stamped, we have our cup stamped, and we have our pieces cut. We have a greeting stamped. Okay, so we do need to die cut these two out, but first I want to take my blends and do a little bit of something on my cup here. So this is the Dark Lost Lagoon. I'm just doing here where the shadow is. Just a little right here. And this will fade a little bit as it dries. Just a little in the little marks on the drawing of the cup, and then a little right along the inside of this inner line. Just going to give my cup a little bit of additional oh, and I have one already die cut and I haven't done it to that one yet, so we'll do this one more time. Just a little bit around to give it just a little more just the little tiny details. And this, once it dries, will blend in more. So we're just going around the inside of that inner ring. There we have that. And I have one of these that I have cut out. But as you can see, it leaves a white ring. So we're taking a sponge dauber and our pecan pie ink, because I don't want that white ring to be part of my design. So I am just going around this outside edge, kind of getting rid of that that white ring around it. So if you ever have dies where you don't like the little white edge, you can go ahead and you can sponge some color around that to kind of hide that white. See if I can get this all covered. We really want it to be like this is all basically one color. And the little darkness around it does give that a little bit of a depth as well. So there we have that. So none of that white is showing. And we have these two. And let's see. So this one's going to go on the inside. So I wanted lemon lolly. So I have my dark and my light and my lemon lolly. And yeah, I want the brush tip. So just kind of colored that in with the lemon lolly. Kind of all the way around. Just takes just a minute to get that done. And it just needs a very, very light touch. And you don't want to go this direction, you want to use the side of your brush tip. So we're just coloring that around and going back in with the dark with the bullet tip and kind of shading in the same areas that we did our Lost Lagoon. Just kind of giving it a little more presence. And then we have one of those already die cut and ready to go. So now let's start doing some assembly. So yes, go ahead and use your retired sets. They're still work just as well. Just use whatever you have. And then let's see, we need it. We don't want it too close to the edge. And it's not coming out. So let's try a different bottle. So let's just offset this just a little bit. And we can go ahead and attach this piece to our card at, I don't know, about the top of it, maybe a little bit higher than halfway up. Just kind of eyeballing here. And then we're just going to glue this piece down. I promise I will be using some dimensionals. You know, I can't do a project without at least a little bit of dimension. So we're going to try to put this to where we have semi-even top and bottom here. And then we need dimension. Let's just pull some edge pieces off. Use some dimension there. Get my take your pick tool. Whoop. Make sure they stick down good. Come on, papers don't want to come off today. It's kind of crazy. Gonna be a crazy day today. With these, I want this to be kind of pointing up. I wanted my heart to be kind of right side up. So we need some more dimensionals. Yeah, I just ripped those side dimensionals off. Nope, not. There we go. Then this is going to go approximately right here. So it needs to go a little bit in. Then my tag, just going to make it to look a little more tag-like. Okay, now I'm saving this, putting that onto the other side, and you could like use a pencil and then you know where to cut on the other side. So now you have a little tag. And we need some of our natural polka dot trim. I need 2 small pieces, because when you fold it over, then you have one side that's polka dot and one side that's not. And I wanted both polka dots sides showing. So I cut 2 little 1-inch pieces. And I need glue dots. Let me grab some glue dots. And I need 1 glue dot. And then I need to put them together like so. And then I need another glue dot to attach it to our tag. Make sure your glue dot comes up with your whatever you're attaching it to. Then I need to trim the ends so that it'll look a little nicer. So there we have our tag, and it needs, because this is kind of bulky, it needs a couple of dimensionals. So one right there, and another one right here. I'll just do it this way. Then my tag is going to go kind of at an angle. And now we need our adhesive dots, our swirls, adhesive X swirl dots. So I'm using the little cream colored ones with the swirls. We need one right here and 2 more on here. I like to do them in threes. So there we have our outside of our card is done. Now we just need to do the inside. So for the inside, I just have that piece of 3 3/4 by 5. So it'll give me a little bit larger border. So try to make an even border on the inside, and then who says die cuts are just for the outside? So I did one with the handle kind of down, so it went down in the corner, and it's going to go off a little bit. So I'm just going to glue that down. So there we have the outside, the inside, and an envelope that all coordinate together. So I hope you've enjoyed this presentation, and I am really, even though I don't drink coffee, I think I'm really going to like this bundle, just like you said, Sandra. And anyway, until next week, I will probably do a recorded one next week because I'm going to be at a convention, a Stampin' Up! Convention. But I will see you probably in 2 weeks live and have a recorded one for you next week. Bye.